Hello YouTube! I'm on the lower property today and I need to do some brush cutting. We have two corners of the property that edge on crown land and we are going to get a surveyor here so that we actually know where the property line is, and it is thickly overgrown with brush. And today I'm down here with the Kubota SVL's 97 and a very cheap brush cutter to hopefully make some progress clearing this area. And when I say very overgrown brush, I mean this. You can see on the left side here we have a nice meadow or grassland. On the right side here, this is about 150 meters just brush. So hopefully I can get anywhere close to the property line. We'll see. I threw a track, so I guess that's the end for today. What I'll just do is show you how it's looking and how the machine looks, and hopefully I can limp home, because it would be a bummer if this machine is stuck here. There you can see it. Looks okay from the side, but unfortunately, there you can see it tracks off, and I don't have anything here to fix it right now. Bummer. Well, but with that said, let's take a look what we've done here. I have a few settings, so you see on the left side really nicely how thick the underbrush still is, and on the right hand side you can see how far I've come, which is to me quite incredible. And also keep in mind that this is like a super cheap brush cutter. I would imagine that any more expensive brush cutter would do much better. But I'm actually really happy with the result. So this is nice and open. This is super hard to work in this area because it's crazy uneven. Like the entire ground has bumps and holes, and lots of the underbrush is growing on fallen over trees, so it's really hard going. I wanted to clear this area, and this is when this happened. So, but you know, I think this is already really nice progress. Looking at Google Maps, unfortunately, I'm only halfway where I want it to be, because my property line is still some 75 meters in that direction. So still a long way to go once I get the track back on. And that's just much nicer to do on my at home. So I just limp the machine slowly and carefully home. Hopefully I don't do too much damage to the lugs, but I'll find out. First time throwing a track on the track loader. I threw a track once on the excavator, and that was actually quite painful. But I think if I get the machine home, or I get the excavator down here and loosen the track up, I should be able to get the track back on in no time. Well, but I guess that's for another time. Roughly 2 hours. So this here is roughly 2 hours. So not too bad. The property I own is about 78 acres, and we have like maybe 18 acres on a hill, and then we have like 60 acres here. So yeah, that's for the folks from Europe about 30 hectare. Quite a bit of land, and turns out half of it is just underbrush and crap, so I really want to be able to use it. It has to get cleaned up. So I limped the machine back home. First time doing it, last time doing it, because it seems like limping it like this puts a lot of wear on the teeth. So I really don't want that, but the alternative would have been get the excavator down there, and the lower property is really muddy. And I really wanted to avoid getting stuck with the excavator. So it is what it is. I'll loosen the tracks, and then I get my excavator to push the top up. I'm actually kind of lucky that I got those cleats on, because the cleats really give some stiffness to it, and I think I would have completely lost the track. So I think I got double lucky, because on the lower property losing those tracks would have been nasty. Super naira and a lot of work, and at least this way I can fix it here where it's easier to work on. Whoa, see, there was a lot of tension on this thing. A lot of tension, like, oh. Goody. Whew. A lot of tension. Holy moly. Alrighty, time to get the excavator and push that thing in to get the tension off, get that thing back on, and then get the grease gun to close this thing out. This is why I wanted to get my excavator down here, because this was really quick to fix. Yep. Here we go. The only thing I'm a bit upset about is me, because you can see here that there's quite a bit of metal, and all of this metal comes from the sprockets here. You can see there's quite a bit of wear. Just from 1.5 kilometers maybe. When you take a look at the other side, just to compare it to, right, you can see where the color came from. So literally, literally this side did wear off very heavily on the other side. And you can also see on the track on the other side that that side wore off quite a bit too. So I guess, you know, maybe I just sped up the timeline to get new sprockets and new tracks by a year or two, because I don't use that machine so super often. It's like not even 200 hours yet. Right. There you go, you can see this very heavy, quite a contrast. But it'll run, that's the most important thing. Well, ain't that amazing? Today, what did we see? You saw me doing some brush cutting, you saw me learning a lot, because this is my first track loader. And I was certain that running it with, limping it with a track half on would do damage. Now I know exactly what kind of damage it did. So next time I'll just try to get all of the tools and my excavator into more accessible space so that I can do these things without, you know, using so much stuff. But, you know, everything else, I'll be able to go back to brush cutting